Hello student, welcome to the new topic from Unit 3 of Medicine Chemistry 2nd, that is anti-hyperlipidemic agents. First of all, we will see what is meant by lipids. So lipids means the fats. Lipids are heterogeneous mixtures of fatty acid and the alcohol which is present in the body. The major lipids means types of lipids present in the blood are cholesterol and its esters. Second is triglycerides and third one is the phospholipids. So cholesterol it is the lipid which having this structure and it consists the steroidal nucleus and the steroidal nucleus and the carbon chain. Totally it consists the 27 carbon. So it is 27 steroid that serve as an important component of all cell membranes and important precursor molecule for the biosynthesis of bile acid, then steroidal hormones and several fat soluble vitamins. So normal level of cholesterol, it is good for the synthesis of different hormones and the vitamins. Next is the functions of cholesterol in the body. Cholesterol, it is necessary for new cell to form and for older cell to repair themselves after the injury. So cholesterol, it is useful for the formation of cellular membrane. Cellular membrane consists fats and that is obtained from the cholesterol. Again, one more function of cholesterol is it is used by the adrenal gland to form hormones such as cortisol, by the testicles to form testosterone, by the ovaries to form estrogen and progesterone. So different adrenal hormones or sexual hormones in males, that is testosterone, and in females formation of estrogen and progesterone which are synthesized from the cholesterol. The second types of lipid is triglyceride. So triglyceride, the function of triglyceride is supply the energy for the body. Triglyceride either meet immediate energy needs in muscle or store as a fat for future energy requirement. This triglyceride, it is stored in the form of free fatty acid in the adipose tissue of the muscle. So when we require the energy that is generated from that free fatty acids. Third lipid is the phospholipid. Phospholipid are compounds that are used to make cell membrane, generate second messenger, store fatty acid for the generation of the prostaglandin. So these are the major lipids which are present in the blood and their function. Next is the lipoprotein. As name indicate, lipid plus protein. Now lipids, they are the fats and our body, since our blood and other body fluids, they are watery. So if fats, we want to transport from fats from one part to the another part throughout the body or to need a travel around the body, it requires the special transports, and because of that the lipids combine with the protein to transport throughout the body, and that combination is called as lipoprotein. The lipoprotein is the transport lipids. We can call it as transport lipids. They are carried from one place to another, mixing with protein particles, and they are called as the lipoprotein. So combination of lipid plus protein, and that can be transported throughout the body, and it is called as the lipoprotein. There are 4 or we can say 5 types of lipoprotein, each having a very distinct job. So lipoprotein, as I earlier said, it is the combination of protein plus lipids. Lipoprotein consists both protein and lipid bound to and this is the structure, this is the figure of lipoprotein. This on the surface of lipoprotein there is another protein is present which is called as a apolipoprotein. Here you can see the different types of apolipoprotein here: ApoB, ApoE, ApoB, ApoA, ApoC. These are the proteins which are present on the surface of lipoproteins and that are called as apolipoproteins, which allow fats to move through the water inside and outside the cells. Another function of this apolipoprotein, it provides the structural support and stability to lipoprotein and they are responsible for the bind to the receptor. Here the one of the lipoprotein that is called as chylomicron. This is structure or figure. Next is classification of lipoprotein. So they are classified under 4 or we can say the 5 classes. So first types of lipoprotein is chylomicron. This is the largest or having a bigger size lipoprotein. The composition of that lipoprotein, it consists 99% triglycerides means lipid and 1% protein. The function of chylomicron, transport dietary triglyceride to adipose tissue and muscle for the future requirement of energy. Second, very low density lipoprotein. It is synthesized from the chylomicron. The newly synthesized triglyceride composition is 90% lipid and 10% protein. The function of this VLDL is transport endogenous TG to adipose tissue and muscle. Same function. Next class, that is IDL. IDL means intermediate density lipoprotein. The composition is in between or intermediate between LDL and VLDL. They are not usually detectable in the blood. So we can say the major class are 4 major class: chylomicron, VLDL, LDL and SDL. Next class or types is the low density lipoprotein. The composition, it consists 80% lipid and 20% protein. The function of this LDL is transport endogenous cholesterol from liver to the tissue. And last, high density lipoprotein. The composition, lipid 60% and protein 40%. The function is it collect cholesterol from the body's tissue and take it back to the liver for the endocytosis. So SDL is the good lipoprotein. It remove the cholesterol from the different parts of the body and it back that cholesterol it get converted to LDL and it is endocytosis at the receptors in the livers. So these are the classification: major class chylomicron, VLDL, LDL and SDL. Next is the lipoprotein metabolism, or we can say lipoprotein transport. So lipoprotein metabolism or transport, lipids are transported by both exogenous and endogenous pathway. So this is the exogenous pathway and this is endogenous pathway. In the exogenous pathway, the dietary fat means triglyceride and cholesterol, means from diet we get the lipids in the form of triglyceride and cholesterol. This is absorbed in the intestine and it's incorporated into the large lipoprotein particles that are called as the chylomicrons. These chylomicrons enter the lymphatic system and are then passed into the plasma. The chylomicrons are acted on by lipoprotein lipase in adipose tissue, capillaries forming triglyceride and monoglycerides. So chylomicron it acted on the lipoprotein lipase and that action it generate the free fatty acids and that are stored as a fat or used for the energy by the oxidative metabolism. This free fatty acid is stored into the adipose tissue and it is the source of energy. And this chylomicron it convert into the chylomicron remnants. These remnants in the capillary reaches the liver and is clear from the circulation by binding to a receptor that recognize the apoprotein E and B proteins component of the chylomicron remnants. So these remnants it is removed and it is reaches the liver and it is clear from the circulation by binding to the receptor which are present in the liver. So this is exogenous pathway. Next is the endogenous pathway. This is the endogenous pathway of lipid transport. Lipids are secreted from the liver. Lipids are secreted from the liver. These are triglycerides and cholesterol combined with apoprotein B and apoprotein E to form VLDL. The triglycerides and cholesterol they combine with the apoprotein B and apoprotein E and it form the very low density lipoprotein. The VLDL again similarly they acted on or this enzyme lipoprotein lipase metabolize this VLDL and again there is generation of free fatty acid which is stored as a source of energy into the adipose tissue and the VLDL is converted into the IDL. It is converted into the IDL by acting on the lipoprotein lipase. Some IDL bind to the LDL receptor in the liver. Some IDLs bind to the LDL receptor in the liver and is cleared from the plasma by endocytosis. Approximately half of the circulating IDL is converted into the LDL in the plasma by additional loss of the triglyceride. 50% bind to the receptor and 50% IDL convert into the LDL. LDL means low density lipoprotein. This LDL has a half-life in plasma about 1.5 days and represent 60 to 70% of the cholesterol in the plasma, this LDL. The LDL particles bind to the LDL receptor in extrahepatic tissues and removed from the plasma. The some LDL they are bind to the extrahepatic tissue, the LDL receptor present on that, and some of the LDL it can bind to the LDL receptor present in the liver. The level of LDL receptor it is vary depending on the need of extrahepatic tissue to bind LDL to use cholesterol. The extrahepatic tissue subsequently releases HDL. HDL means high density lipoprotein. the free plasma cholesterol is adsorbed onto the HDL. On this HDL, the free cholesterol which is present in the plasma, it is get adsorbed onto this HDL, and this adsorption and sorry, this HDL, it's HDL, it convert into the cholesterol esters, and this cholesterol esters, this conversion is catalyzed by the LCAT. LCAT means lecithin cholesterol acyl transferase. These esters are transferred from HDL to VLDL or LDL. From HDL, it again convert into the IDL or LDL, and again it is endocytosis at the LDL receptor. So this is the endogenous pathway. Here it started from the liver, triglyceride cholesterol convert into VLDL, VLDL convert into IDL. Some of the IDLs it get bind to the receptor present in liver, some convert into LDL. From LDL again the sum of the LDL it bind to the extrahepatic tissue, receptor present on extrahepatic tissue, and from that there is generation of HDL. This HDL is the good lipoprotein. It adsorbs the cholesterol from the blood or plasma, and this adsorption catalyzed by the LCAT, and HDL convert into the IDL, and IDL again endocytosis at the LDL receptor. So this is the lipoprotein metabolism or transport. Okay, in next part we will see the classification, what is meant by hyperlipidemic, its classification, and the drugs which is act as a anti-hyperlipidemic. Thank you for listening.